Hi, boys and girls. This is Miss Gomez. Today's lesson is over text features. So we have an anchor chart here that lists some of the text features. Um, these text features are different parts of a book that give us more information. They actually help us understand more of what we're reading. So some of the text features that we have listed here are bold print. Those are words that we need to look out for that are going to be in darker print. They will often have a definition following after and will be listed in the glossary, which is usually listed on the back or towards the back, the end of the book. We also have captions. Those are small explanations and short explanations that are listed under pictures that give us a little bit more detail about the picture. Diagrams are also pictures or drawings that have labels. So in this diagram, I know it's a little difficult to see, but it is a drawing picture of a cowboy, and it has words listed off to the side labeled. It has his hat labeled, rope, um, looks like his shoes, and his pants are also listed, labeled off to the side. So that's the difference between the diagram and the caption with the picture. You also have your glossary, which we've talked about. These are listed at the back of the book, and it has our bold print words, and we can find our definitions back on the glossary. We also have headings and subheading. So the heading is the main heading up at the top, usually also listed in bold print. Subheadings are the smaller headings, also listed in bold print, but the font, the size of the subheading is a little bit smaller than the actual heading. We have our index, which is kind of a list of different items. So if we need to find something, if we're reading about bicycles and we want to find out information on helmets, we could go to the index, look up the word helmet, because the words are usually listed in alphabetical order, and it should give us a page number where to reference and go find the information on helmets. And we've already talked about subheadings, and then we have the table of contents. This is usually listed at the beginning of our text. It has information listed in order and what pages we should find that information. So our selection for today, our text, is called New Year's Superstitions. So I know we've all celebrated New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, celebrate with friends and family. Everybody kind of has their own New Year's traditions and even superstitions. So here we have our selection. I want you to make sure that you are watching out for our text features. I have them, some of them circled here in yellow. So we have our subheadings, our headings, our table of contents. We even have a word listed under the heading introduction. We have the word superstition, which is in bold print. So that we know is going to be an important word that we need to focus on. We also have a picture of a calendar with a caption underneath it and some other information. So please make sure that we're looking at all this while we read, because we will have a couple of questions that we need to answer. I'm going to go back to our selection so we can read. Follow along as I read, please. So New Year's superstitions. In our table of contents, you'll see on page 1, we have introduction and common traditions. And on page 2, we have leaving home and other traditions. So we'll start with the introduction. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day bring celebrations that are full of superstitions. A superstition is a belief that is not based on facts. Some people truly believe superstitions, while others practice New Year's superstitions just for fun or because of family tradition. Off to the side, we have the calendar, the picture of the calendar, and under the caption, it says, each year we celebrate New Year's Eve on December 31st and New Year's Day on January 1st. Common traditions. A common tradition that includes some superstition is a big family meal on New Year's Day that will bring wealth and luck in the new year. The meal might include black-eyed peas, turnip greens, and cornbread. Black-eyed peas represent both good luck and money. Turnip greens and cornbread are the same color as dollar bills and gold coins. So that might be the reason the superstition is to eat turnip greens and cornbread because they are the same color as money and gold coins, dollar bills. So they're green and yellow or gold. Leaving home, page 2. Another superstition is that nothing should leave your home on New Year's Day, the first day of the year. That includes garbage and gifts. The thought is the year must begin with items being added to a home, not subtracted. Some families may even open all the doors in the house at midnight to let the old year out and the new year in. Other traditions. Other New Year's Day traditions that are based on superstitions include wearing new clothes, not shedding any tears, and avoiding breaking items around the house on January 1st. Does your family have any superstitions or superstitious traditions? Excuse me. Think about it. Different countries have different traditions and superstitions. Why do you think that is? I think sometimes people in different countries have different types of religions, different cultures, so their traditions and their superstitions might be different than what we have here in the United States or even within our own families. My traditions may be different than your family's traditions. Okay, so now, like I said, we need to make sure that we were paying attention to all of our text features because they are going to give us more information to understand what we're reading and are going to help us answer the questions that we have next. Question number 1. In which section of the passage would you find information to eat on New Year's Day? We have the introduction, common tradition, leaving home, or other traditions. So these are headings, the subheadings that we had. So let's go back and let's see our if we are finding out information about food on what to eat. Do we find that information in the introduction, common traditions, leaving home, or other traditions? If you answered B, common traditions, you are correct. In common traditions, in that section, we learn about black-eyed peas, turnip greens, and cornbread. Remember, they told us that greens and cornbread because it reminds them of the colors of dollar bills, green, the turnip greens, and gold coins, gold being the color of cornbread. Question number 2, what are some words in bold print? Is it A, to show the reader how to say the words? B, to show the reader where to find the words? C, to show the reader that the words are important? Or D, to show the reader how to spell the words? If you answered C, to show the reader that the words are important, you are correct. Remember, bold print is darker text, and it means that we need to pay close attention to that word because we could be asked questions possibly in a test or exam. And also those words will be listed in the glossary because they will have their definitions. Question number 3. What does the caption under the illustration tell the reader? Does it A, help the reader understand when we celebrate New Year's Eve and New Year's Day? B, it helps the reader understand a calendar. C, helps the reader understand how many days are in January. Or D, helps the reader understand how to read a calendar. So I'm going to go back to our story and I'll focus in on the calendar. And it says each year we celebrate New Year's Eve on December 31st and New Year's Day on January 1st. So that is the caption underneath the calendar. So again, each year we celebrate New Year's Eve on December 31st and New Year's Day on January 1st. That's the caption underneath our image here, our picture of the calendar. So let's go back to our question. what does the caption under the illustration tell the reader? If you answered A, it helps the reader understand when we celebrate New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, you are correct because it does give us information on. Okay, so that we've come to the end of our lesson. After this, you are going to go ahead and do your own independent assignment, and you are going to answer questions about text teachers. I hope this was helpful. You're more than welcome to come back and go over this video again as many times as you need to help you with your assignment. Have a great day, Tigers.